The two-handed backhand volley gives you a massive advantage on your opponents. And the reason that it gives you such a massive advantage is because instead of using one arm, you're using two, which is allowing you to create more power as you plow through the ball. But the other positive to it is the fact that when you have two hands on the paddle, you have way more control, which means that your consistency is automatically going to skyrocket. And in this video, I'm not only going to be teaching you the technique behind the two-handed backhand volley, but also giving you specific drills that you can implement as soon as you get out onto the court that will make hitting this shot as easy as brushing your teeth. One of the biggest things by far that separates an advanced player from an amateur player is their ability to hit that two-handed backhand, just because it gives you a massive added edge on your opponents. Again, you're not only increasing your consistency, but you're also increasing your power. So if you're ready to perfect your two-handed backhand volley, this is the video for you. Be sure to stick around. Let's open the playbook. So I'm going to start by teaching you the correct grip. If you have the correct motion but the incorrect grip, you're never going to be able to hit this shot consistently. You're going to be spraying the ball everywhere. So the correct grip is absolutely essential. Let's break it down. So let's start by talking about the grip that you're going to be using with your dominant hand. So no matter what grip you use, the first thing that you want to do is look at your palm. Your index knuckle, the inside of it here, and the bottom of your palm pad, this corner here, are always going to be on the same exact bevel on your paddle, regardless of whatever grip you're using. That's how you identify what grip you're using, from index knuckle to bottom of palm. So now that you know that, whatever grip you're currently using, you're probably good to continue using that grip with your dominant hand, and then you just simply add on that non-dominant hand. So for me, I use an Eastern forehand grip exclusively, full time. And the way that you find that is you turn your paddle onto its edge like this, and as you can see, it makes this stop sign shape. We have 8 total sides. Each of these sides is known as a bevel. So we have bevel number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we go to bevel number 2, that's going to be the most popular grip that people hold full time. So it's this little half bevel here. Again, you line up those two parts. That gives you continental. If that's the grip that you've been using, that's fantastic. If you go over 3 bevels, 1, 2, 3, that gives you an Eastern forehand grip. This is also known as like the handshake grip, because it's as if you're giving someone a handshake. This is what I'm most comfortable with. But regardless of what grip you're using between those two, you can use either and have success with this shot. There are players that'll hold all the way out here at semi-western, is what it's called. That's on bevel number 4. You put the index knuckle on the bottom of the palm pad. I don't suggest that or recommend that to anyone to try. Someone like Riley Newman does this, but he's a very defensive player. So if you want to create power, it's really hard to get your paddle face down from this position. I don't recommend it. He has a very particular set of skills. So whatever grip you're currently using, so long as it's not way over here, try Eastern or Continental. It's between those two that you want to be using. Figure out which one's more comfortable for you. Then you're going to be adding on your non-dominant hand with a trigger finger. If you look at players like Annalie Waters, Connor Garnett, the list goes on and on. All the players that have the best backhands in the world, the best two-handed backhands, they have this trigger finger here on the paddle. This helps with stability and consistency, and also helps you know where your paddle is at in space. So without it, you don't have as much stability. Your paddle's not going to be as stable. It's going to shake a ton. When you put it on, now it can't shake as much, and it's going to be way more stable as you make contact and hit through the air, and it just feels all around better. You feel like you're in way more control because you are, because this finger helps a lot. Some players will actually put 2 fingers on. You can experiment with that. Again, I don't recommend that. I just recommend 1. You want to put it on your paddle, then it's going to help you to be able to make better contact with the ball and have more stability. Now, as for the specific grip, you're going to be using an Eastern forehand grip with your non-dominant hand. So if you're looking at your paddle from this position, you're going to count 3 bevels over to your left. 1, 2, 3. And right there, you're going to line up index knuckle here as if you were to draw a line. Index knuckle, bottom of your palm pad, draw that line. Now you're in the correct grip to hit this shot. Okay, now that you understand the grip, you're halfway there, and now all that you need to understand is the motion that you're going to be using. So the motion looks just like this. It's a very simple motion, and contrary to popular belief, it is actually a very concise motion. Okay, so as we're hitting through the ball, I don't have a huge backswing, and I don't have a huge follow through. If you have a huge backswing and a huge follow through, 2 bad things are gonna happen. First of all, if you have a big backswing, you're gonna be late making contact with the ball. So you're not gonna be able to react as fast. The second problem with a huge backswing or a big follow through is the fact that you're gonna be hitting the ball long. You're putting way too much power on the ball, not enough spin, not enough control to bring the ball back down into the court. So the way that you combat this is you're going to only load up to your shoulder. Never let your paddle go beyond your peripheral vision. So again, that motion is extremely concise as we come through the shot. Now, dependent on where the ball is, my motion is going to change slightly. But first, I'm gonna break down the general motion that you're gonna be using. And the good thing is that it's super simple. So what we're gonna be doing is we load up by pointing our butt cap here towards where we wanna go, towards the net. I load up in this direction, and then I'm simply going to go outwards and upwards. And then I stop out in front of myself. So I'm here, outwards and upwards, outwards and upwards, outwards and upwards. Notice I'm not back here. I'm keeping everything out in front of me. And if you can remember that, keeping everything out in front of you, you're gonna learn this shot extremely fast and you're gonna absolutely love hitting it. So first things first, point that butt cap. That's gonna give you that lag. Pull outwards and upwards. So we load back, it's just drawing a straight line outwards and upwards, and we create a windshield wiper. I'm just simply waving hello to my opponents. My fingers go from pointing down to pointing up, pointing down to pointing up, pointing down. See this finger here? It's pointing up. As I go outwards and upwards. That's all that the motion is. I load back and I hit. The best way to think about this motion is you're just simply hitting a non-dominant forehand. Non-dominant forehand roll as you're coming through the ball. So if you think about your forehand roll, you're going outwards and upwards over the ball. It's a really concise motion. You're keeping everything out in front of you. You're doing that same exact thing with your non-dominant hand as you hit through the ball. Then you just add this hand on for stability. Now when both of these hands work together, it creates a whole lot more control and stability as you hit through the shot. The main thing to understand with this shot, this outwards and upwards motion, is that you have to keep it concise. I know that I've already said it, but it's the most important thing because it will make hitting this shot so much easier. So just remember, keep your paddle out in front of you. Let's go over some specific drills that you can use so that you'll be hitting this shot in no time. All right, that brings us to the drills. Make sure that you do each of these drills in order. They're all going to build you up to hitting the perfect two-handed backhand volley. They have to be done in order. If you don't do them in order, it's not gonna work out as good. So drill number one, you're going to just take your non-dominant hand, using that same exact grip that we talked about earlier, making sure that you have the trigger finger on there, and you're just gonna simply bounce the ball out in front of you over and over and over again, getting comfortable with hitting the sweet spot on your paddle, and building not only the muscles in that non-dominant hand, but your muscle memory, so that you can get really comfortable. Because chances are, if you clicked on this video, you've never hit a ball with two hands on the paddle. And so if you can do this with your non-dominant hand, when you then add two hands onto the paddle, it feels like a walk in the park. It feels way more comfortable because your non-dominant hand obviously struggles. It hasn't had the amount of practice that your dominant hand has. So I suggest doing this drill for literally 10 to 20 minutes over and over and over again, and then that'll take you into drill number two. And that brings us to drill number two, which is the same thing, but now you have both hands on the paddle. You're in those exact grips that we talked about before. You're gonna be bending down, focused on hitting your sweet spot every single time. And what you'll see is this is gonna be pretty difficult because you're having a power struggle where you've gotten so used to just hitting with your non-dominant hand that it wants to take control, but your dominant arm has been taking control your entire life. And so now we have this power struggle. So the best thing that you can do is loosen your grip pressure on both hands and focus more so on that non-dominant hand taking control. It's really hard to do, but if you can focus on that, and if you've already done drill number one, it'll be a whole lot easier. But really focus on that hand taking control. You'll notice a huge increase in consistency and all-around control. You'll just feel way more comfortable with the shot. Again, doing this for 10 to 20 minutes. That brings us to drill number three, which is one of my absolute favorites in this progression. Now we have both our hands on the paddle, but we're just gonna be brushing the ball up. And specifically now, we're creating the spin that we need. So we're doing that windshield wiper motion. And again, that non-dominant hand is in charge of the motion. So notice the spin that I'm getting on the ball. I'm creating top spin. We want to get that ball brushing. I'm not just hitting the ball up, okay? Which that could be a progression for you if you want to add on one more drill. This could help you if you're really struggling with the spin. Get consistent with this first, and then move on to, now we're brushing. We're cutting into the ball over and over and over and over again. Now, obviously with this, the only problem is my paddle face is open, but that doesn't mean that it's not super good practice, because in order to close my paddle face, all that it takes is putting my elbow up. So I'm just simply putting my elbow up, and automatically, if I'm in the correct grip, which I have this ball in my hand, automatically it closes my paddle face. And so as you're hitting through your shot, make sure that your elbow is up, it's not pointed down. And I don't mean up as in it's bent up, I mean that it's pointing up. It's not pointing down towards the ground, it's pointing up as far as it can possibly go. That's gonna get your paddle face down towards the ground. So again, we're doing this, trying to get as much brush as possible, getting as comfortable as possible with this shot. And notice my elbow is down, and that's why the next progression is so important. All right, now for the last drill, this is the final progression. You're gonna get a wall, or if it's more convenient for you to have a partner, you can do that too. But all you need is a wall. You're just gonna simply brush up the backside of the ball. Notice how concise my motion is. And I'm pretty close to the wall right now. The further away you move, the bigger your motion's gonna become. But remember that it's never gonna go beyond your shoulder. But notice my motion becomes bigger, and I'm getting that feel for that brush of that tui. Staying relaxed through the ball over and over again, and I'm focused on that non-dominant arm being in control, while at the same time keeping really loose grip pressure. I'm relaxed through the motion every single time. The more relaxed you can stay, the easier this is gonna be. This is by far gonna be the best drill to develop that two-handed backhand, because not only are you getting the reps in, but you're getting the same ball over and over and over again off the wall, which is really nice. You're not having to change your muscle memory to hit a ball up here and then a ball down here. And so once you get really comfortable with the wall at this angle, you can change the angle. Now, obviously not everybody has a wall that can change angles, but if you do have a wall that can change angles like the Dink Master, it's super beneficial, because the more up I put it, obviously this is going to help me more with my balls that I'm coming over the top of, because it's popping up a little bit more. The more down I put it, this is gonna help me with more of my defensive rolls as I brush up the ball. Really defensive roll. Go to pickleballdrailsapp.com and try the Pickleball Drills app for free. Inside, you'll find hundreds of different drill video tutorials that teach you strategy, tactics, and help you with your drives, drops, dinks, volleys, and much, much more. And one of the best parts about this app is that these strategies are coming directly from pro players. So if you want to get really good at winning in modern pickleball, go to pickleballdrailsapp.com. It's the best value that I can give you guys. I know that it will help you level up your pickleball game faster than you ever thought possible. So I hope that you enjoyed those 4 drills. I know that they'll be super beneficial. Make sure that you have the correct technique and you're using the correct grip. Even if it feels awkward in the beginning, just stick with it. The more reps that you get in, the more comfortable it'll be, and the more consistent a player you will be. So I hope that this was beneficial for you. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and watch this video right here, and I'll see you over there.